Imagine standing beneath a silent night sky. The air is still, and the stars above seem frozen in place. Yet, everything you see, every star, every galaxy, every distant cluster, is moving away from you. The entire universe is stretching, expanding, quietly reshaping itself in ways we can barely comprehend. We used to think the universe was static, eternal, and unchanging. But in the early 20th century, something extraordinary shattered that illusion. Astronomer Edwin Hubble noticed that the light from distant galaxies was redshifted, stretched toward longer wavelengths. It was the universe's own fingerprint, whispering a secret. Everything is moving apart. It's not that galaxies are flying through space like shrapnel from an explosion. It's that space itself is expanding. The fabric of reality, what Einstein once called spacetime, is being pulled, stretched, and reshaped. Galaxies remain mostly still within that fabric, but the space between them grows, like dots on the surface of an inflating balloon. This idea changed everything. The universe isn't static, it's dynamic, alive, and still evolving. What began as a dense, unimaginably hot point, the Big Bang, expanded into everything we know: time, matter, energy, and us. But here's the strange part. It's not slowing down. In 1998, astronomers made a discovery that defied logic. By observing distant supernovae, they found that the expansion of the universe is actually accelerating. Something invisible, is pushing galaxies apart faster and faster. They called it dark energy. We don't know what it is. It doesn't emit light. It doesn't interact with matter, but it makes up nearly 70% of the universe. It's as if an unseen force is stretching reality itself, an invisible hand rewriting the future of everything that exists. And this expansion has profound consequences. One day, billions of years from now, distant galaxies will drift so far away that their light will never reach us again. The night sky will grow emptier, lonelier. Future civilizations might never know that other galaxies ever existed. But right now, we live in a privileged moment. We can still see the past, literally. Every photon that hits our eyes or telescopes traveled for millions, sometimes billions of years. When you look at a distant galaxy, you're looking back in time, glimpsing what the universe was like before Earth even existed. In a way, the universe is a storyteller. Its light carries the history of everything, from the birth of the first stars to the collision of galaxies. Every flicker of starlight is a message from an age long gone. And if you think about it, this expansion is not just a physical process. It's a mirror of life itself. Growth, change, and motion are built into the fabric of existence. Nothing stays still. Every second, every heartbeat, every orbit is part of an expanding story. Scientists keep searching for answers. What is dark energy? Will the universe expand forever, or will it tear itself apart in a big rip? We don't know. But maybe that's the point. The mystery keeps us looking up. Because every time we gaze at the stars, we're not just observing, we're participating. We are tiny observers made from stardust, watching the universe, trying to understand itself. The expansion of the universe isn't distant or abstract. It's the rhythm of reality, the silent pulse behind every atom, every galaxy, every thought. And as long as we keep asking why, we're part of that motion. We've always imagined the universe as something out there, a distant stage where stars play out their endless drama while we watch from afar. But the truth is, we're not spectators. We're written into the same script. Every atom in your body, every thought you've ever had, was born in the heart of a collapsing star. When you breathe, you inhale fragments of that explosion: oxygen, carbon, iron, ancient stardust that learned to think. That realization changes everything. It means the boundary between us and the universe doesn't really exist. We are the universe, experiencing itself through a human lens, and yet we forget. We rush through days, worried about trivial things, deadlines, screens, noise, while entire galaxies silently collide millions of light years away. Perspective is the rarest form of clarity. The cosmos reminds us how small our problems are, and how vast our potential can be. Somewhere in that endless dark, there might be other beings asking the same questions. Do they wonder who created them? Do they also look at their sky and think, we can't be alone? The distances are so great that even if they looked directly at us, they'd see the Earth as it was before humans ever existed. We call this the cosmic horizon, a limit not of imagination, but of light itself. There's a boundary to what we can see because light takes time to travel. Beyond that line, the universe continues, silently expanding into realms we'll never reach. But maybe that's what makes existence beautiful, that some mysteries are meant not to be solved, but to be felt. The more we learn, the more questions appear, like stars emerging in the dusk of understanding. Ignorance shrinks, wonder expands. The ancient philosophers used to say, to know the world, first know yourself. But perhaps the opposite is also true. To truly know yourself, you must first look outward, because the universe is not a backdrop, it's a mirror. When you stare into deep space, you're seeing the past, but in that past, you glimpse something eternal, a continuity that doesn't need language, faith, or reason, just presence. The cosmos doesn't explain itself, it simply is. And that might be the most honest truth there is. There's an irony in our search for meaning. We look for it in stars, in equations, in gods, yet meaning might simply be the act of searching itself. The drive to understand is the universe awakening to its own consciousness. Think about this. Every time a scientist measures a distant quasar, or a child looks up and whispers, "Wow," the universe learns something new about itself. You are part of that loop, the feedback between existence and awareness. So maybe expansion isn't just physical. Maybe it's also psychological, the expansion of curiosity, empathy, and imagination. We don't just live in an expanding universe, we are expanding with it. Still, one question lingers. Will it all end? Will the stars burn out, galaxies fade, and everything return to silence? According to physics, yes, one day, far beyond human time, the cosmos may cool into darkness. But that's not a tragedy. It's a rhythm. Everything that begins must change, not end, but transform. The death of a star gives life to new worlds. The collapse of a galaxy seeds new galaxies. Even decay creates space for something new to emerge. And maybe, after eons of darkness, something unimaginable will rise again. A new cosmos, reborn from the ashes of the old. Infinity never repeats. It reinvents. When you zoom out far enough, you realize every story, every life, every civilization is just a spark. But that spark matters, because without it, the night would be endless. Maybe that's what purpose really is, not to last forever, but to shine while you can. To bring a fragment of awareness into a vast, indifferent void. And even though we're small, our thoughts travel farther than our bodies ever will. Every idea, every observation, every whisper to the stars becomes part of the cosmic record. Light doesn't die, it just travels. So maybe the universe isn't expanding away from us. Maybe it's expanding through us, each act of curiosity stretching the edges of what can be known. We often ask, what's out there? But the real mystery might be, why can we even ask that question at all? The ability to wonder is the most cosmic thing about us. It's proof that the universe, in some form, has become self-aware. In the end, science and spirituality share the same heartbeat, a desire to connect the dots between the known and the infinite. You don't need to choose between awe and reason. Both are languages of the same truth. So, what does it mean that the universe is expanding? It means we're part of something still becoming, something unfinished, imperfect, alive. And maybe that's exactly what we are too. If you've ever felt lost, remember, even the stars drift. If you've ever felt small, remember, you're made of the same matter as suns. And if you've ever felt alone, look up. The light reaching you has traveled billions of years just to be seen.